Hello everyone, Dibz here, and today we're going to be going over an analysis of some Tracer gameplay. Now this is going to be a little bit different from our normal competitive analysis because this is actually going to be a 6-stack quick play. I feel that since it's a 6-stack, it's pretty on par of competitive because everybody's playing at their best and you're also playing against another team who is 6-stacked. So yeah, it's going to be a quick play on Route 66, which is also different because I'm used to doing a lot of King of the Hill and a lot of people have been asking for payload maps. But other than that, we're going to be diving right into the analysis. If you guys actually want to watch the gameplay without any of my analysis so you can kind of like practice on your own and figure out how things can be improved, I'm going to put it at the end of the video at this time right here. But yeah, we're going to go right in. So let's get to it. Alright, so this is Route 66. As you guys know, a payload map. It's very popular. It happens to be one of the most common maps that I play all the time. It happens to me a lot. So, but yeah, the enemy is actually quite spread out. Most of the time they'll be held up on the gas station. But he's doing a pretty good job. Paragon's doing a good job of picking off everybody, taking care of weak targets, and then jumping up onto this gas station right here. It's very nice for you to do so as Tracer. There's plenty of ways to get up on here. You can either go from the left tunnel right there on the top right, you can go through there, but most of the time there's going to be somebody camping there and watching the tunnel. So it's kind of dangerous to go up there. You can either go through there or you can go through the bottom tunnel and kind of zip around the gas station into the back. But this is only if they're held up on the top of the gas station. Most of the time they do, but if not, I would say just stick with the team and just kind of like push with them at the same time. So going after the Orisa, going for the headshots, very nice recalling when he's taking damage, as well as when the Orisa uses her shift ability, so she takes less damage, right? And that's also good as well, giving out callouts for the team to kind of help with the Orisa since she's alone and she's low. So that's what you want to do as a Tracer. You want to communicate with your team and call out low targets so then your team kind of helps in, especially if you have a Winston. It's very nice if you have a Winston to help you out with that. I think Winston is really strong, especially when it comes to Genji and Tracer. So, that was a good stick, but I feel that it was a little bit dangerous because if you take a look right here, let's talk about that. There is a D.Va here, as well as a Roadhog. It's okay for you to stick the Roadhog for sure, because whenever he gets low, if he uses his E ability to heal himself, you can take out a lot of the healing with your ultimate, and perhaps even kill him. But then right here, when you see a D.Va, it's very dangerous for you to throw your ultimate in here. This because even if she may not predict that you're throwing your ultimate, she can maybe perhaps like randomly use her defense matrix, right? And if she does, then there goes your ultimate. It's very dangerous for you to use your ultimate on a D.Va in front of her when she's doing this. So I wouldn't have done it here. Actually, I really wouldn't have done it. It's pretty dangerous, but you managed to get it off. So I guess I would say it's at the D.Va's fault for not using her defense matrix. Right, most of the time, whenever D.Va comes in, they usually defense matrix it. But yeah, I would normally wait. I would normally wait for the D.Va to be out of her mech before popping your ult. It's kind of like the same thing for Zarya. Whenever there's a Zarya, you want to make sure that you get the D.Va out of the mech before popping your ultimate. It's the same for Tracer, I feel that. It's always the same. So right now, Paragon is talking about a Genji behind the enemy lines. So this is really important because it's okay for you to notify your team whenever there's a Genji behind, but it is not Tracer's job to take care of the other flankers that are on the back lines. Most of the time, especially if you have a Winston, the Winston can protect the healers. Your tanks can protect the healers, and Tracer is supposed to be at the back of the enemy backlines, right? If you, as a Tracer, you're defending your own backline, you're not being as efficient as you can. You're using your harassment and making it defensive, which is something you don't want to do. You always want to be in the enemy backline. If the enemy Tracer or Genji is pulling you back and making you go to defend your backline, they're making you very ineffective. So to be honest, I feel that you should be the one in their backline and have your Winston kind of just defend your healers rather than you going to the back. A lot of the times, Tracers do get the blame for not helping out the backline, but it's actually not her responsibility to do so. So, but yeah, that was kind of a common mistake right here against the Junkrat. Not paying attention to the traps on the ground. Of course, it's really hard to, especially if you're moving really fast and Junkrat is watching an alleyway and he just puts a trap there. It's hard to get a really fast reaction and see what's going on, right? But yeah, I just want to make sure that people understand that the Tracer isn't always meant to defend the backline. Right? If the enemy Tracer is making you go back, then she is doing a really good job and making you very inefficient. That's one thing I really want to point out. And then also a Genji as well. So I would say right here, at the moment, just ignore the Genji. Just kind of go towards the backline, go to the left. And yet the Genji is still here. That's nice. Going to around the left side. Not going to the front, which is always good. Good positioning, I would say. going in when the Winston is jumping in. Almost dying from the grenades. Very, very close. Very close. It looks like everybody, they're popping their ultimates. It's time for you to pop your ultimate here as well. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. But then the Orisa did use her Fortify ability to kind of mitigate your damage. So it still does quite a bit of damage, as you can see. So we'll go back a little bit so you can see how much damage it does. If she uses her her Fortify ability, it brings her down to about a couple of bars. So right here. Maybe 3 to 4 bars. The best thing to do is for you to actually wait until you know that her Fortify is down before using it. But most of the time they would save it for ultimates like that. So I would try to see if you can focus her down or have your team focus her down at the same time. Or just don't stick Orisa if you don't know if her Fortify is up. That's kind of like a Zarya bubble. If you know that the Zarya doesn't have her bubble, then you can pop your ult on her. If you don't know if she has it, I would not suggest it. So it's the same thing. Treat Orisa as Zarya, like as if she has a bubble. One more thing I want to point out though with that ultimate is that you don't necessarily have to use your recall after you pop your pulse bomb on somebody. So right here I see you pop your ultimate, and right here you have 2 blinks. You have 2 blinks and a recall. So instead of actually using your recall, you could have definitely used your blink to blink forward or blink backwards and get out of there instead of using a recall. It's not necessary for you to use your recall because he also didn't gain any health from it. And also when you get naded here and you have 2 life, right? Usually whenever you use your ultimate, people tend to throw nades around. There's a lot of spam going on sometimes too, and you get yourself into a very dangerous situation because people start going into panic mode. And when you take a lot of damage here, if you actually use your blink to get out of there, and even if you did take damage from the grenade, you could have recalled it instead of being at 2 life. You're at a very dangerous situation for sure. But I just want to take note that you don't have to use your recall to get out of there when you pop your ultimate. If you have 2 blinks, might as well just use your blinks instead. Recall is something you don't want to be using all the time. You kind of want to use it only when you really have to. Because right now, yeah, you could have died there. Could have. 2 health. I mean, one small mistake and you probably would have died. But you did get out alive. But of course, you want to be as mostly efficient as you can, right? Or as most efficient, I'll say. Alright, so right here you want to make sure also that you do get rid of the Orisa ult first compared to anything else. The Orisa ult is the most important ult, I feel like, because it gives everybody nano boost, minus the damage mitigation on them, right? But yeah, it makes everybody's damage increase by a crap ton. So you want to get rid of that as much as possible. Or if your team isn't there at all, you should just back up. It's kind of scary though, for your team to be up close with the Orisa ult down. As a team, I would have just backed up there and let it wear off. There really is no rush to kind of go up there, especially if it's up there. But yeah, I guess their team was a little bit closer than I thought. So, trying to go for high ground. Always good to get high ground so you can deal damage to from people afar. At this point, you didn't really have to drop down. You didn't have to drop down. I feel like keeping high ground as Tracer is very, very powerful. So if you think about it, if you stayed up here, you can still deal a lot of damage from up top here. You can still shoot from a range. You can go from the side right here, go from the top here. You can deal damage to the Roadhog, get a lot of headshots. And in case the Pharaoh does fly up, you are actually still in range to deal damage to her. And that's why I feel like high ground is very important. It allows you to have multiple escapes as well. You can blink here towards the left. You can also blink towards the back entrance. And you can also stop people coming from spawn. So this high ledge here, this high ground here is very, very nice for you to hold as Tracer. I would say if you ever get high ground in any map, don't give it up if you don't have to. Because right now you see the Ana, right? The Ana's up there. If you were actually up there, you could have taken out the Ana as well. So try to keep high ground a little bit more often. And which is what you're getting right now, which is good. That's good. Very good. So it looks like you decided to kind of get the high ground. But you gave it up again very quickly. Yeah, you gave it up very quickly. And yeah, I would say just stay high ground a little bit longer if you can. And that Mercy is doing a lot of healing. And there's no way you can actually get up there. So I think it would be the Winston's job to take care of the Pharaoh, or the Mercy. Not much you can do here. Okay. It's okay, I do that sometimes too. I always try to figure out like, can I actually jump here? It's good. It's good to kind of practice and figure out where you can jump and where you can not make it, right? Where you can't jump. Okay, good kill on the Ana. Not bad, not bad. Also, there's a small trick here against the D.Va. Let's see if we can go back up. Load back up a little bit. Once you see the D.Va getting out of her mech, not too sure if you realized it, but right here, right when the D.Va gets out of her mech, you should start reloading right here, or you should save your clip so that right when she pops out, you have a full clip. Right? Because right now, when you reload, she is already out of her mech at this point, you should be having a full clip and be ready to unload her right away, because D.Va is really hard to hit, right? And she can survive. She can survive a lot when she's out of her mech because of the fact that she's so skinny and hard to hit. The thing is, though, when she pops out of her mech, she comes out at an arc. And when she comes out at an arc, her movement is very predictable. She has a projectile when she comes out, right? She comes out like, let's say she pops at the front, she'll most likely be popping out like this in an arc. If she goes up from the side, you pop out like this, and you can predict her movements much more easily that way. And if you actually want to clip her when she's coming out, it saves a lot of trouble for you and your team, because she does do a lot of damage outside of her mech. She can dish out quite a bit. She does as much as Mercy, I think. And you know those pistols do a ton of damage. You guys do kill it quickly, but if your team isn't there, that's a kind of a small trick that you should do. Right when she is about to get out of her mech, or when the animation starts, just reload, so then you have a full clip for when she comes out. That's very nice. And it looks like your team has ults. Your team has, what, 6 ults? I think I saw that correctly. Yeah, that's a lot of ults. So it's good for you to kind of save for your ults, right? Make sure you tell your Zarya that you're ready, or if you're not ready. I would say you shouldn't be the one to give the call. It looks like your team is telling you to get the call for the ultimate. It should actually be the Zarya. The Zarya should be the one making the callouts for ultimates. As Tracer, you're the one who's more reactionary. You're the one sitting back, getting into position, trying to make sure that you can get to the location of where the Zarya is going to pop her ult. So right now, as you can see, the payload's right here, right? There's a handful of places that the Zarya can ult. She can ult in the mid alleyway where everybody is normally going to be coming from, or she can ult on the top left if that's where people are holding, or onto the right. This is why when you're a Tracer and you're trying to prepare for a Zarya ult, you kind of want to be at a high ground. Because if you're at a high ground and the Zarya decides to ult everybody that's on high ground, you can get to them much more quickly. But if you're right here, if you're in the low ground and the Zarya ults to the top, you're not going to be able to blink all around and get there really quickly, right? So it's kind of it's not dangerous, but it's very nice for you to position yourself at a high ground and near the back of the enemy. Now, the reason why you want to position yourself near the back of the enemy is because when the D.Va ult, or when the Zarya ult goes down, and in case there is a D.Va, and the ult goes off and the D.Va doesn't absorb the Zarya ult, right? What happens is that the D.Va will most likely pop her defense matrix in front of her for wherever the Zarya, or from wherever the Zarya pops her ult. So she's going to be standing there in the Zarya ult. Let's say the Zarya is right here and the D.Va is right here, right? The Zarya pops ult, everybody's here in the graph. The D.Va is going to be defense matrixing here because this is where the enemy team is, right? If you come from the front where the Zarya is and you pop your ultimate in there, it's going to get eaten by the D.Va. So what you want to do is you have to be on the backside of where the Zarya is going to be popping her ult and be behind the enemy, because then when that happens, or if that happens, it's not 100% sure that's going to happen, but if it does, right, you have a lower chance that it's going to be get eaten if you pop your ultimate from behind. So one thing you want to do is just position yourself at a high ground and possibly, if you can, behind the enemy when you're getting ready for your ultimate. Yep, whatever.
I am moving the payload. Fall in with me.
You can see that I do that whenever I can. And it makes it so that your ultimate doesn't get shielded for one, and also it doesn't get eaten by a D.Va if it comes through. See right there, that's very dangerous. I'm going to watch that slowly, just to make sure.
No.
Did it go off? Did it go off? No, I don't think it went off because of the Genji. The Genji here is still alive. Yeah, the Genji is still alive. So it didn't go off, and also the Zarya got the kills. So that's one dangerous thing. I just wanted to make sure to see what happened. But yeah, if that is the case, then going from behind would be a lot better. You want to stick behind, and then you make sure that the defense makes sure it's your ult. That will reduce the chance.
I know, no love. I'm getting Mercy.
Lucky. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going after the Mercy. Very good. Calling her out as well, making sure that the Winston is helping you out. Going for her first is always really good, but you always want to make sure that you don't tunnel vision. Okay, Mercy is very important to kill, but if you can't get her and you're about to die, I would say just back up. It's better to do so. But yeah, I think that I focused a lot on the positioning when it came to Tracer Bomb, because it's very subtle. It's very, very subtle, and it helps a lot. It helps a lot, because I've noticed that a lot of the times when I go through the front, I always get my ultimate eaten or blocked. Going after the Junkrat. nothing much going on here. I would say pop. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, but yeah, popping your ult whenever you can is very important. Don't want to be saving it for, you know, all the time. And looks like your team ended up getting it. But yeah, pretty good game, I would say. Ended up with top damage and 20 eliminations. But I would say your aim is actually pretty good. Your aim is decent. Calling out is very important as well. You do a lot of callouts, which is very important. Communication with your Zarya on your team is very, very important. It's one of the best things that you can do to make yourself work together as a team much more better. And but the thing is, I would say the most important part to take away from this is positioning. Make sure that you are not always attacking to the front whenever using your ultimate, or when you're preparing for it. Make sure you go to the back. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it. There really isn't too much to go over other than those little small tips that I went through. But yeah, hopefully this helped you out. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. Give Paragon a round of applause. You did very well. And to be honest, I feel that you are ready for some competitive. I would get into it as fast as you can. Just got to practice your positioning just a little bit more. And you do communicate, which is very, very important for competitive. So yeah, I think you're ready. Get right into it. But other than that, if you guys want to send your own gameplay, you guys can submit it to dibsgaming@hotmail.com. I typically do competitive games, but if you're feeling kind of iffy about whether or not you want to do competitive, you can do quick play. But I would try to do it as close to a competitive setting as possible. So like either a 6-stack or like everybody's playing their best. Then yeah, try to see if you can submit one of those games. And also I'll be trying to do a little bit more non-King of the Hill games as well. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this one. Hope you guys found this helpful. And yeah, keep it up, Paragon. I'm pretty sure you're going to do well. And yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Alright, get on point. Let's see this. I'm gonna get their Ana. Oh, she slapped me. Good save. Hog is almost dead. They've got a Genji behind. I'm getting him. Okay, still pushing. I'll get him Fred in 1 sec.
Cerise is low up top. Super low.
Orisa? Oh, I got her. She's dead.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Junkrat's jumping on the point. Ooh. Nice shot. The bomb. Dude, Winston is kind of broken.
Well, thank you for, you know, following up with me. I think you and I are doing pretty well right now. I love when they have an Orisa. She's just so shitty. Genji's behind you.
Behind us? Okay.
Yeah, he's going. He's at the top right.
Okay. When I see him trying to contest, I'll destroy him.
Okay.
I got you, buddy. Let's get her. Oh, she's gonna get her. I'm going back. I'm getting their Ana.
Shit, there's a... Yep.
Got their Ana.
It's up top. It's up top.
Oh shit.
I see it. I see it. Oh.
Roger.
Right into it. Oh shit. A lot of people dead. I'm coming back.
Understood.
Got him.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. I had it and I messed up.
Roger. Much
Alright,
obliged.
regroup.
Genji's to our right.
Dude, Winston gets to do whatever he wants until the team dies. And it's like, oh shit. Alright, let's do this.
My ultimate is charging.
Understood.
The payload starts.
Bronze orb. Terrible.
Junkrat said, I didn't kill Ana quick enough. We got party time. They switched to Pharah, just so you guys know. Party cat said. Is that Genji low?
Yeah.
Yep, he's dead. I tried to bubble it, but he broke it. Yeah, we're back.
Damn it, that's too far out. Sorry.
Yeah, I was too. My bad.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I need healing on point. Thanks.
My ultimate is charging.
That just happened.
He was so close. I got her out of mech.
Paragon with 2%.
My ultimate
we
is
still
charging.
Alright, nice, I'm coming back.
Oh, there.
Saw that? Was that you I saved?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're safe too, I also shielded you. Oh, thanks. Paragon percent.
My ultimate is
Got it. I'm sure quick.
Okay, I'm coming up to the far end. Oh, she's dead.
I'll get it in like a minute.
Genji's behind pretty low. Dead.
Alright, I got it.
Oh, they broke my shield that fast. I'm surprised. Mercy's coming in the middle.
Roger.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
Keeps out of mech. And done.
That's out of his life. What else is here?
Genji's done. Sweet.
We have
Every
6
ult in the book, guys. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of ults.
Shove it in.
Just push for free, and if they try to do anything with more than one guy like this,
Okay, Paragon, Paragon, let me know. You're gonna call it, okay?
Okay, dope. Yeah, I guess just whenever they group up.
yeah, whenever they actually come to point together, we'll
I'm
get
asking you to call it so you can tell me when you're in position.
Okay. I mean, I can get there. I got all my blinks right now.
Oh, Mercy's almost dead.
My damn, I was hoping to get a total minute heal.
Oh, Mercy's so close.
Get it. No, 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 no.
Nice. I know, no love. I'm getting Mercy. Half.
Alright, she's.
She's dead. Who is left?
Pharmacy's doing fucking.
At first. Oh, dog. Coming back for healing. I'm above and behind.
Hog uses thing.
I still do. Yeah, there we go. Triple kill. Oh, I died. Ooh, I would res it. I
This
would
is it one.
res it. Game. Where's that Genji? I got the Genji. Oh,
That's so far as low.
sweet.
That's pretty good.
GG.
Yeah, good call, Paragon, thanks.
'Twas good.
Ah, better. Ours was way better. The last res.
It's very, very common, even at the master level and grandmaster level. They tend to throw their hooks right away, especially if you sit there and you make yourself an easy target to hit. Because what I like to do, because let's talk about Roadhog. Usually when it comes to Roadhog and he takes his breath, I tend to sit there very, very still and I shoot at his face. Because the more that you stay still, the more